almost falls down. Throws to the end zone. Owen! Owen! Owen!
It will change, and I'm not trying to tell you something. It's going to change. It's not like that, okay? But I want you to understand where I'm coming from. It will change, and it will change because they wanted to change, not because of me. It will change because they want to be champions.
Smith in the gun, the throw on his left hip. Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking, got it, post, and it's good! Touchdown, 49! Vernon Davis with the play of his life. It all comes to this fourth down. 4th and 4 at the San Francisco 10. Ryan in a shotgun. Rodgers to his left. 3 receivers right. Ryan takes the snap. Looking, pressure, throws middle. Broken up, fighting. Navarro Bowman. And the 49ers silence the house.
Oh shit, gold-blooded faithful. Daddy's up in this motherfucker. Here we are. Episode number dos. We got to get into these things that we do. Now, all season, all regular season, we fed your fucking families. Oh, you know what we didn't do last episode? We fucked up. We didn't say email us, a review. No, we didn't say none of the shit.
That's okay.
Hey, nevertheless, we gave you the options to feed your family, with the MyBookie link up there or whatever, use a bookie, whatever it is. We didn't do so hot the first week of the playoffs. Myself, Steve, and Curran were the only ones to pull out victories we all called the Patriots game with them losing to the Titans. Other than that, we lost every other game we picked.
Well, the first game was a push for everybody.
Yeah, okay, good call. First game was a push, yeah.
That kind of really put a damper on things. The fact that one side or the other couldn't come up with beating the spread.
That, and then, I got to believe...
To be clear, while you might have thought the Patriots were going to lose, you took the Titans +5. You didn't just take them to win out.
Correct. Yeah. And with that, and then I don't think any of us saw, which was kind of our fault, Wentz getting hurt, because let's be for real, if Wentz is healthy, they might win that game, I believe. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but Josh McCown or whoever the fuck was in the saddle there was not doing so hot. So we all lost on that game. All right, with that said, it's time to make some picks for this week. So, I guess I will continue to go first, yeah? Or do we want to go game by game, or you want me to make all four?
You go first, but we'll go game by game.
Okay.
Yeah, so just pick one game.
I'll read the game and what it is, and then we'll pick. First game is the Minnesota Vikings at the San Francisco Football 49ers. The 49ers are favored by 7. You know what the fuck it is. The Niners are winning by like 20, so... Niners, cunts. Bobo.
Niners.
Niners for me.
The spread's on the left. You don't have to put it in each one if you don't want.
Yes.
Yeah. I think we're going to end up with a clean sweep here. All right. Next game, Joe.
Oh, okay. Next game is the Tennessee Titans at the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are favored by 10. I'm going to take the Titans. I think they're going to keep it close.
Baltimore.
I am taking the Titans. Main reason is because I think that although the Titans are obviously, you would look at them in this playoff race for the AFC as the weakest, least talented team, they are, I would say, a dangerous team. And I think that if they could give Baltimore a taste of their own medicine, Baltimore, mind you, Baltimore has not lost since week 3. I mean, that's great and all, but I don't know,
they do.
Part of me kind of liked, now knowing the results that we still got the number 1 seed, part of me likes the fact that we lost to Atlanta. You know what I mean?
At the end of the year. Yeah, I would not like having a
Imagine Lamar goes on this
15
run and shits the bed in the playoffs.
No, I'm not even saying shit
Not
the
even
bed.
shitting the
I know,
bed.
but I'm just
agree,
saying,
yeah.
imagine he does.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine he just
but I
totally
hear
shits
what
the bed.
Steve's saying. Not even a bed shitting, just even a close. It's hard to win 15, 16,
Like,
17, 18 games in a row.
Chiefs kind of scare me in the AFC, but realistically, it's Baltimore that scares me in the AFC.
The only team that even
In the
came
NFL, let's be
remotely close to punching the Ravens in the face was the 49ers when we got up 10-0 early in that game.
After the Browns punched them in the face
Since that.
because
After-
the Browns
that-
clowned them.
Yeah. Since that game, the only team that came remotely close to punching this team in the face and waking them up was the Niners. Other than that, they have steamrolled everybody.
Steamroll.
Like how I don't know. I just have a hard time believing that you can steamroll everybody every week, especially in the playoffs.
God, I hope you're right.
They're not. They're a really fucking good team, a great team, possibly the best team in the NFL, possibly. But they have not had to respond that much, that often, to getting punched in the face and winning out close games at the end.
Christopher?
I'm going to have to go Titans as well.
Ooh, all
10's
right.
a lot.
Here's
It's a
a
lot of
point.
points.
Here's a point for me to get back. What's Curran? Curran coming in under the
He
wire.
doesn't have any yet.
They're in.
Oh, they are? Oh, what, he email him? Or what the fuck?
He took Baltimore.
Okay, Papa. The next game is the Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored by 10 points. Okay. I think the Chiefs are going to cover that.
Okay. Rob?
Texans.
We got different answers here. I like this.
I am definitely taking the Chiefs to cover at the
Why are
moment.
you following my coattails?
I'm not. Let me go first. At the moment,
You didn't earn that.
the Chiefs are my pick to come out of the AFC into the Super Bowl. I think that they're going to, if the Titans don't take down Baltimore, I think the Chiefs are going to end up taking them down. I think they go on a little bit of a tear here.
I think it's going to be Chiefs Ravens, but I don't think they're going to win by 10.
Yeah.
To be clear.
Yeah.
Christopher?
Yeah. I'm going to have to stay on the train, Chiefs.
Curran also is taking Chiefs minus 10.
This week could go very good for Rob or very bad for Rob.
The final game that we will be making a decision on is the Seattle Seahawks at the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay is favored by 4.5. I am going to take... I think Seattle wins this game. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I want Seattle. Green Bay wins the game, but only by a point or two. So, Seattle. Give me Seattle. Sorry, Chris.
Rob?
I am going to take Seattle as well. I feel like, as much as I don't want to feel like it, I feel like destiny is Seattle at San Francisco, NFC Championship.
I completely agree. I'm taking Seattle, and I think that they win the game. I mean, Green Bay is probably, has to be, the worst 13-3 first-round bye team I have ever seen in my life. They had a fucking kiddie schedule.
I also don't want to play them again after we clowned them so bad the first time. I think that's always a trap.
Oh, I would rather play them than Seattle again. I get what you're saying, but I'll take Green Bay
I don't want to
again.
pick either one. I don't want to play either of them for different reasons.
Yeah. Chris?
Yeah, I got to go Seahawks too.
Curran went with Green Bay minus 4.5.
All right.
This is going to be a good week.
Yeah. And
Except
also,
that-
I mean, a lot of us have similar answers, but the way we're doing this is that the points that you can acquire later on for the conference championship and the Super Bowl is more than you would get in these first two rounds.
I have a question. My hand's in the air. Why did it in the first round they do both NFC games on one day and then both AFCs on another, and now in this round they split them?
I'd have to go back in history. I don't know if that's how it's always been done.
It struck me as odd. But
I wonder if it's got to do with location, because like being the Niners are on the West Coast, for instance, if they couldn't have an early game, like a 1:00 game. It has to be at least a 4:00 game, East Coast time.
Well, because who's the Saturday
So-
night game? That's Titans Ravens. Saturday
yeah,
night
it goes just
after
like
we
that.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's we're at 4:35. The next game's at 8:15, and then on Sunday it's 3:05 and 6:40.
Oh, so they moved everything to more later in the day.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some ridiculous reason or calculation.
Yeah.
All right. The next thing we're gonna do is the mystery quote.
Yes.
Wow, even the mystery quote gets a song, huh?
Well, it's the playoffs. Joe's in a good mood.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to go home.
This is a current head coach. And I quote,
David Rule.
"We never want to be a lobster.
What?
Don't they have one big claw and one little claw? Is that a lobster? Or is that some other clawed fish? I don't know. It's a crab? Okay. So that's it."
Gruden.
Was this week quote?
It just happened.
It's not Gruden?
That is a great
It's not
guess.
Gruden.
That is a fucking. I thought Gruden immediately, but I feel like it's got to be someone still playing. If someone's still in the hunt.
It's someone still playing.
That's not Andy Reid. It's probably not Pete Carroll. It's probably not Matt LaFleur. It's probably somebody that played last week, as a matter of
Joe,
fact.
do you already know it?
No, I'm just looking at the 4 teams. Is it Pete Carroll?
No.
It's gonna be Mike Zimmer.
Nope.
Green Bay.
Nope.
I'm not going to keep guessing
It's
because
gonna
I
be
don't
someone
know.
that played last week, so it's either Houston or Tennessee.
I don't know.
And they're-
Vrabel.
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 Nope.
Vrabel. Who's the other coach?
Gotta be Texans.
O'Brien.
Nope.
Wow, we're running out of coaches pretty
Nope.
quick here. There's no way it's Harbaugh.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, I wouldn't have guessed that.
John Harbaugh.
I guess we should have, yeah.
And that was in regards to having a balanced team, offense and defense.
Oh, it makes a lot of sense when you
And
put
that's
it
what
like
he's talking
that.
about.
Oh, now it makes-
having
yeah,
one
so much more
one
sense.
big claw and one little claw. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it makes so now it's very
I could
clear.
care less
Yeah.
which claw's bigger if we
Yeah.
fucking win.
Okay, so
Exactly.
this is a current.
Person.
I feel like if I said
Human being.
position, it would give it away. So just
Offense, defense.
a player.
Okay.
Offense or defense?
Offense. A member, the quote goes, "It's disappointing. A member of the media in the locker room after the game asked if he could have my gloves for a charity benefit. So I said, of course, and I will even sign them for you. Well, he got me. He sold them on eBay 3 days later."
Wow. Holy shit. Odell Beckham?
Nope.
Wow. You think it would be that obvious if you told us?
Le'Veon Bell?
No.
I think it would be obvious
Wide
if you
receiver?
told us
is
the
a
position.
Um,
That's interesting.
No, it wouldn't be a quarterback, right? It's not a quarterback.
It's
Can we
strange.
eliminate a quarterback?
There's
not
too
a
many of
quarterback.
them. If he told us a position, we would know who it was. Means that it's got to be
Like,
someone way above and beyond at their position,
So a wide
above the
receiver.
rest of the league.
game-worn gloves from this past weekend.
Oh, from this past weekend.
Yeah.
Game worn.
What do you think
gloves.
were the most...
Dalvin Cook?
Nope.
The guy,
Adam Thielen?
Nope.
the guy who set the record for the Saints with the most catches.
Nope.
Ooh.
The gloves probably made, like, the biggest play of the weekend. Nope.
Figured I.
Maybe not the biggest.
DK Metcalf.
Arguably the biggest. No.
I didn't watch.
Nope. Tight end.
Kittle? No, they didn't play.
He probably still had the best play of the weekend.
And wait, Phillies Ertz didn't play, right?
Hutchinson?
He did play, but no, not him. Nope.
All right.
I hate these because it's always so
Yeah.
obvious.
Why don't you just tell me
Why
the
don't
name
you-
of the movie you're looking for?
Game-winning touchdown. Catch.
I don't remember. I got
Titans?
nothing.
Delaney Walker?
Come on, guys.
I don't know.
I probably didn't watch the game.
Kyle Rudolph.
I don't even know who that is.
He had the game-winning touchdown catch.
Nah. I wouldn't have, honestly, I would have thought Kyle Rudolph was a wide receiver just hearing the name, and that's how much I pay
Fair.
attention to that team.
All right. Last one. This is a defensive player talking about an upcoming opponent. He's from Mars. He's definitely an outer space guy. He's unbelievable. The stuff that he's doing so far this season, it's unreal.
Okay, so that is someone on the Titans. No, they're playing the Ravens. It's about Lamar Jackson.
It's close enough, yeah, because you're not going to get the player.
Oh.
It was Jarrell Casey on the Titans.
That had to be about Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, regarding Lamar Jackson.
At first, when you started, I was like George Kittle, and then I was like, no, gotta like Lamar Jackson is different, totally different.
Yeah.
All right,
There we go.
you want to pick these? Joe, you want to sing
Joe?
us a song first?
It's that time of the year when we sit back and reflect on who did it the best. It's the offense and defensive beast of the regular season.
I didn't want to put of the year because I feel like
Right, the year's not over.
hopefully we have a long postseason and we get to have offensive and defensive beast of the postseason.
There you go.
That would be awesome.
There you go. All right.
That would be refreshing.
Offensive beast of the regular season.
It's easy for me. You go. Whenever you want an easy answer, I'll give it to you.
Based on multiple things
Multiple.
that needed to be overcame, like a torn ACL,
Oh.
Jimmy Garoppolo is my offensive beast of the regular season. Started slow. Definitely didn't need to throw in the beginning. That was also a factor. We were running teams over. But the criticism and the doubts and the hate and the ACL that nobody seems to talk about and the lack of playing experience that nobody seemed to talk about. Like, everybody just thinks he's like a 7-year seasoned veteran. He's not. Jimmy Garoppolo establishing himself this year as a top 10 quarterback with serious top 5 upside is my offensive beast of the regular season.
I am going to agree with you. Most of his stuff ranks in the top 10 in the league. I think he's probably the most underrated quarterback in the league. I think all the talk is always trying to find a problem rather than praise.
Yep.
And I think
We're in the age of disregarding.
we owe Bill Belichick a lot. I think we found our quarterback that's going to be here for a long time. I think he's only going to get better, and we're going to need that as we can't afford to pay every player that we have currently. I think that's going to be a huge part of it. I think the time he spent behind Tom Brady and watching Brady make those contracts that allowed the team to keep better players is going to come into play. I think all that stuff. I think he's the man.
Oh, shit. I am going to complete this sexy trifecta of not only one of the best quarterbacks, but definitely the sexiest man in the NFL, James Garoppolo. He had, for all arguments purposes, the 4th best season in the history of the San Francisco 49ers by a quarterback. You know, statistically speaking, 4th best in all the Montana, the young years.
In what category?
A lot of them. Like,
so you're saying like there was like Montana, you know, there's
Montana
probably two
Young.
Montanas. Okay.
Yeah. Like he was like.
Oh yeah, like a couple of them. Even
4th best
Garcia
single
was.
season.
Right, yeah,
Garcia
Garcia
actually
was
was in there for one of them,
correct.
yards or something.
Right, but the way it kind of all averaged out, I'm making that's a little bit of everything okay? That's a little I don't know how to say it. It's me making a bit of an assessment on my own, you know, about the 4th of all that, but it's really good. He was only the 4th in history to if he would have thrown for 4,000 yards, which he was 20 yards shy of.
And you're right. Nobody talks about the fact that he's coming off an ACL.
Right.
Nobody.
No one.
Exactly.
Not a single
Or-
person.
or
it hasn't
his-
been said once.
His lack of playing time.
Yeah, hasn't been said
He
once.
has the same amount of starts
And he
as
won't-
Sam Darnold.
He won't even win comeback player of the year.
Right, but here's the thing about that. Yes, he has that many starts, but he also has 2 Super Bowl rings. So it doesn't. You know what I mean? It's that's probably why you're not hearing that.
I think it
as
was
much.
Bosa. Somebody in their presser this week said that this something about Jimmy. You know, have you seen him prepare? How he prepares for this game or something like that? And like that guy, How many rings does that guy have?
Yeah, exactly. So
And also, they're like, and also he watched the greatest to do it.
Right.
Prepare for these.
So that's
he knows what
probably
he's doing.
why you don't hear it a lot. But I agree with you. You know, it's definitely something to be noted. But regardless, with that said, I just think, you know.
Well,
Now, two things I'd like to mention.
My thing with him not being, his lack of career starts never being mentioned, is the expectations that are set for him right now, which I thought were...
He gets graded on a Tom Brady, Drew Brees,
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers,
Yes.
Russell Wilson
Yes.
score. And that's not fair.
And while I think that he is capable of
he
that...
will be.
He
hasn't done it.
He hasn't done it yet.
Agreed.
I feel like that was so unfair of everybody to put that on him based on the fact that he came into this season with what, 12 career starts?
Yeah, it's
I mean,
insane.
come on.
It's insane.
So, I mean,
And also, all that time he sat behind Brady was in a totally different system.
yeah.
It's not like it's like he just took over.
Did you guys read the article on The Athletic that came out? I think it was Kawakami did it on Jimmy. I didn't get to the whole thing yet. I was just browsing it right before we hit record here. He calls his own team meeting Saturday night before game day every week, and it's his meeting with him and the offensive skill position players. All of the wide receivers, all of the tight ends, all of the running backs.
I guarantee that's a Brady thing.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
And
Wouldn't shot, yeah.
I'll bet. You name the dollar amount, I'll bet it that's a Brady thing. That he learned that, like Brady mentored him.
and he
that
doesn't
sounds like a
he
veteran
doesn't
thing.
do it for attention from the media. He doesn't.
we never
do
even
it.
heard about it.
We haven't heard about
Never
it
heard
until
about
right
it.
now, and that I feel like we don't realize how big of a leader he actually is because he just doesn't come across as your typical franchise quarterback. You know, he's very quiet and kind of reserved and doesn't really ever say anything. That
He's so reserved that it feels great. Baby is like a craze because he said it.
yeah.
Like if Phillip Rivers said that, it would be like,
Yeah, you say like
If-
shit like that all
yeah.
the time.
yeah. He never jumps in someone's face and yells, "You like that?"
I feel like a lot of people underrate his leadership.
Just says it feels good,
sure.
baby.
So I want to just mention the special mention of two guys, Raheem Mostert and George Kittle. George Kittle, 85 receptions for 1053 yards in 14 games.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
So how many yards did the first tight end?
I'd have to
Number
pull it up.
one. I mean, it
I can
had
pull
to be
it up.
Kelsey.
Yeah, it was Kelsey.
Well,
and,
I want to know, like, average it out. Like, if Kittle had played
Yeah,
this
yeah.
two games, would he have likely gotten it?
I'll get there.
One more thing on Kittle, as I pull it up, is that hold on, bear with me 1 second. Okay, so he had 85 catches this year without one single drop.
No, just a
He
fumble.
didn't drop a single pass this year. There was a fumble. And he led the entire NFL in receiving yards after contact with 252 yards after contact. What this guy is doing is absolutely insane. He's put out the best 2 years of tight end that the NFL has ever seen.
Just click on complete list receiving yards. Oh, I don't know you can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not sure you can.
I don't think you can.
Oh, there you go. You can. How about that? It would have been much
Kelsey.
easier for me if I went to this fucking.
Yeah, yards.
So now you got to do. Where's the games? Are games on there? Because did they both play?
Yeah, average yards per game. There you got 75 versus 76.8. So,
But I mean,
Kelsey,
it's-
Kelsey averaged a yard more than him per game this year. But what we had this year that we didn't have last year was Emmanuel Sanders and Deebo Samuel.
And we only had him for half the year.
yeah, and this is just their offensive.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with blocking and all
Right.
the other stuff he does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There is not a single skill position player in the entire league that I would trade George Kittle for. Michael Thomas, no. I'm not trading George Kittle for Michael Thomas.
Oh, I agree. I
1,000,000%.
wouldn't. No one runs the way that Kittle runs, and that is no one tries as even half as hard as
The
he
only
does.
position you would trade him for is if we didn't have Jimmy G.
Right.
And a quarterback.
Right.
That's the only even thought.
And like how high would you have to get before you said yes if you look at the
And
quarterback hierarchy?
age. They
Right.
would have to be young and awesome. It'd have to be like Mahomes or Lamar Jackson.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because
I
I,
mean-
don't want Drew Brees. What am I going to get 2 years out of him?
Right.
I don't want that.
Deshaun Watson might be a good.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's a maybe.
That's a borderline.
Yeah.
That's a very borderline.
Even Jimmy Garoppolo is a borderline if we don't have him.
Right.
I
I
mean-
because then if you don't have Kittle to throw to, what's the fucking point?
Yeah,
no.
I mean, Brady's a no. I mean, I think it's probably Mahomes and Jackson.
What
and
makes
that's it.
George Kittle so valuable is the impact that he has on every single snap, regardless of whether it's a passing play or a running play. What is Michael Thomas doing on those running plays?
For sure.
Nothing.
So now the other person I would like to mention is Raheem Mostert for a couple reasons. Number one, he's second in the league in yards per carry. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, that's wild.
Number two,
Imagine if he had
He's
the whole
second?
year.
I thought
Second
he
in
was
the
first.
league.
Who's got more than him?
I forget.
I can't see the stat.
They don't have yards per carry on there.
Average.
Oh yeah.
No, that's average. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't count. He's got one carry for
Oh,
10
one
yards.
carry. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, you got to find a list that like eliminates qualifiers.
Yeah, well, we just scroll down attempts 16, 29.
Yeah, go down a little bit until we find like an actual starting running back.
Mostert's got the most. He's the first one over 100.
Raheem Mostert only. Yeah, he's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gus Edwards is close with 5.3, but yeah, as
He
far as like
also-
serious workload.
Is 10th in the league total touchdowns on offense
What?
because he's got receiving and rushing touchdowns.
Wow.
If you count, if you put them together,
Yeah.
just touchdowns.
Wow.
But more importantly, on top of all of that, he still plays every down on special teams.
Yep.
He's out there. Last week, when he did everything he did for us, he still was out there playing special teams,
Yeah.
and probably is the best special teams player on the field.
I'll admit, I was slow to come around on Mostert. I saw what he did every single week, and I'm like, yeah, this is going to end at some point. It's
No
like, cool
way.
story, whatever. But no, like,
Just kept happening.
this is real.
He's real fucking good.
Yeah.
The one guy I would like to mention is Debo as a rookie. And I think it obviously his game improved when the other guy came on. But I think next year you're going to see you'll see a wide receiver with 1,000 yards on the 49ers for the first time in many a year.
I think
So,
it's very clear that Debo is the
Number
second
one.
best wide receiver, rookie wide receiver
yeah.
to come out of the draft last year. I think DK Metcalf.
Well, A.J. Brown. I would have A.J. Brown
Okay.
at 1.
So third then.
Yeah. Second or third. You could debate between Metcalf and Debo, but yeah.
Yeah.
Look at these interceptions.
Yeah,
And,
Metcalf's
and
numbers.
to be determined. I mean, Debo still has a playoff run
Correct.
that he could go on.
And Metcalf's numbers could be because they don't have George Kittle.
Right. Yeah, Debo
That's
Samuel.
fair. That's
I
fair.
think that Debo Samuel is the kind of player that he didn't hit a rookie wall this year. He got better. And usually players like that are players that are immune to sophomore slumps. I feel like a player like him isn't going to have a sophomore slump. He just seems like that kind of guy that he's going to be able to carry it over the next year.
God, I hope you're right.
I mean,
Back to our outline.
so we could jump over to defensive
Yeah,
beast
That's
of
what
the
we're
regular
doing.
season.
Yes, that's what we're doing. We're not jumping over to nothing.
Okay.
It's the next option on the list. You want me to go first?
If you want to, if you're feeling it.
This is a tough one. There's a lot of good players on our
There
defense.
are.
It's hard.
There's a lot of different ways you could look at this. But I am going to do it like this. I'm going to say it's Richard Sherman. He, second team All-Pro, 61 tackles, 3 interceptions, the most interceptions he's had in many a years. He had 1 touchdown, 11 passes defended, and he just played fucking lockdown. With that said, I'm also taking into consideration his leadership. His captaincy, however you say that. I'm giving it to Sherman. That's my opinion. It could go to Warner, Bosa, Buckner, or Armstead. I'm giving it to Sherman.
I am torn between 2 guys, but I gotta give it to All-Pro Freddie.
All-Pro, steady Fred.
And I mean, what he did this season, I just based on I keep revisiting this, but my expectations for him when we drafted him, I wasn't that pleased with the pick. I wasn't crazy with his college tape. I wasn't crazy with how he tackled. I didn't see that great of movement in space, but holy shit was I wrong. This dude is a fucking baller. And he is everything you want in a modern day middle linebacker. And the fact that he's had the mic in his helmet since day one as a rookie, and his communication skills with the defense, he can foresee things before they happen. What he brings you in the pass game with his passes defense, the pick 6 in the Rams game. I mean, the guy is just all fucking world. And nobody talks about him except for Niner fans. I love it, but I also hate it at the same time.
Before I make my pick, I would like to give a special shout out to Eric Armstead, who's had the best season of his career by far.
Yeah, he's going to get snubbed by us here.
He's playing like a first-round draft pick for the first time in his career. He's going to get paid. He chose the right year to do it. Mm-hmm. That's for damn sure. But I'm also going to go with Fred Warner. On top of all his insane stats, he's got a pick 6. He's got 3 sacks. He's got 3 forced fumbles. I believe he leads the league in the team in tackles. He is everything you want in a middle linebacker, and he lines up our defense and makes the calls. Mm-hmm. He's our defensive quarterback, and he does a fantastic job. And you never hear any negative about him. He's never hurt. He's never.
That is a wild positive on him. He is
wood.
like the nicest guy going. Like he
Everything
is a
about him.
good human.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that you have for at least 8 years. However long his body lasts is how long he's with you. Do not let this guy out of the building. Like you don't let a guy like this walk in free agency.
No, you don't.
Eric Armstead, maybe you let a guy like that walk in free agency. Guys like Fred Warner, guys like George Kittle, you don't let those guys walk in free agency.
For sure.
Okay.
All right.
So
what are we moving on to here?
Oh, we got... Okay, well, first thing that we should say is email us, you fuckheads. goldbloodedpodcast@gmail.com. Break it down for us. What are you doing for the playoffs? Do you have you actually made a sacrifice? Do you get a little more anxious? Have you hit your wife or children, dog, cats, anything? What's going on in your household this week? Let us know. There's some other things we'd like you people to do. Reviews, which you want to dial those up to read them?
Sure.
Fuckhead stick?
Yeah.
Fuckhead stick.
Yeah. Whatever.
That's right. So you're going to go to whatever app or device you listen to the boys, the Gold-Blooded Boys on, and you're going to leave a review. Tell the other people who might be weary about listening to us that we're worth listening. Oh, we've been upgraded to 4.6, which makes me horny. The averages are really starting to balance out in our favor. So you can leave us a review, like I say, wherever you get down. Review. Oh, there's a Patreon. We need money more so than reviews, but we'll take reviews if you got no money. So I tell the people how to do the money.
Patreon.com/Gold-Blooded Podcast.
Yeah, you go over there and you could leave some money, maybe $1 a month, $500 a month, whatever it is that you and your family can afford. You push it over to us and our family, and we're gonna put it into fucking programming for you twats.
All right, so we'll get to the reviews here. We got 2 of them. One from No Coast Space Middle West. The title, I cannot see the entire title. I got 3 periods at the end. Is there any way to expand that? No? He just put way too long of a title. But what I did get was, all right, so he gave us 5 stars, and the title says, Some Good, Not So Clean Humor, and Just Enough. Okay, and the body of it is keep up the efforts.
It sounds like he was going to say, not good, not so, some good, not so clean humor, and just enough Niner talk.
Yeah,
that's
something
my
like
guess.
that.
Yeah.
All right, so next review is from Momia, 5 stars. Title is Bee's Knees on 49ers Podcast. Bio goes, great football conversation, great humor, and great group of puppy cunts.
Yeah.
Thank you for many hours of entertainment.
Oh, yeah, Papa.
Well, thank you for many hours of listening to this nonsense, because without you, there's no podcast.
All right, so now we're going to get into the emails that you fine motherfuckers have sent us. So, the first email, now I don't know who's guilty on this, but we're going to discuss this in a minute, is from Nick Lem. Lelm? I don't know. Ridiculous favor, but Sniffles is killing it. By it, I mean the listenability of the pod. Whoever has the sniffles every 12 seconds needs to solve it. Blow your nose, do less coke, start doing coke, use the mute button, or whatever it takes. Appreciate the content and the humor, but sniffles can blow snot bubbles. Thanks. Yeah, so last week somebody would definitely had the sniffles in this room, or maybe allergic reaction to a cat, or maybe some bad cocaine. Whatever the case was, it seems to be fixed this week. So, hey, Nick Flem, fuck off.
Yeah, next time we'll just not put out a podcast if one of us is sick, rather than spending our personal time when we could be with our families recording a podcast for you to listen to.
Let a motherfucker know, Rob. That's right.
Yeah, next time we don't feel well, we just won't record a podcast so that you don't have to hear a sniffle.
Oh, that's great. I don't feel well next week already.
Yeah.
I won't be here.
You poor cunt.
The next email is from my man. I went to high school with him, Christopher Johnson. We call him C. Jitty. God, I hate the Seahawks. This is not the C. Jitty I went to high school with. Or else I would not. I'd be trying to fist fight this man. I like this Chris Johnson. All right, what's good, Gold-Blooded Podcast? The holidays got me sending you this email late. Amazing game. It damn sure feels good to win a game in Seattle.
You know what feels even better? Getting one of these emails that was in response to the game that happened 2 weeks ago, but there's not a game in between, so this game is still very relevant.
Much like the Falcons game, second Rams game, and the first Seahawks game, we missed opportunities to put the game away when we should have. There were some fourth and shorts where I thought we should have gone for it instead of giving the ball back to Russell Wilson. Thank God for cocky Pete Carroll taking that delay of game to run more time off the clock, as his dumbass should have just run it in from the goal line. Sucks to suck. We need our pass rush to come back, man. Hoping Quan gets back if we advance to the NFC Championship. Maybe that's why receivers were open so late in the game. As for personal management, I don't know why Tevin Coleman is still starting when Mozart and Breda have been more productive. And I'm glad we finally benched Akella Witherspoon's soft playing ass. Defensive Beast of the Week, Greenlaw. Bosa had the best game overall, but that goal line stop was unreal. Offensive Beast of the Week, Debo. Oh yeah, and Matterson, LOL. Since we are quoting old school movies, I'll quote Sergeant Hulka from Stripes. Lighten up, Francis. Keep doing your thing, bro. Respect. Peace. Chris Johnson.
Just to clarify, I'm pretty sure Pete Carroll did not take a delay of game on purpose.
Yeah,
I think that was Marshawn Lynch's fault, actually.
Yeah, not knowing.
He didn't have his helmet and he wasn't ready.
Yeah. Okay, so now Nancy Jacobson can fuck off.
I think we got
it's
Chris
Chris
Johnson again.
I'm getting there, yeah. We'd like to say Ignacio Moreno, thank you very much for becoming a Patreon member. Yeah, we like that shit. Christopher Johnson, number dos. None of that pussy skull. See link in email. From Joe Dirt. This is clearly a play on words, as the Vikings war chant is skull, and the chewing tobacco the little Joe Dirt found is skull. Anyway, I thought it was funny. Did anybody watch the clip? Yeah, it was a clip from the movie Joe Dirt. Something about fucking chewing tobacco, but they say skull. It's kind of a mess. So what's good, fellas? I wanted the Saints to go down so bad. I definitely didn't want to see them again. I'm sipping on some good shit right now, waiting for the Eagles to knock off the Seacocks, because fuck them too. The Vikings O-line showed themselves to be suspect today. The Saints were in their backfield often. Breeze turnovers fucking bailed them out. Since our corners don't travel, I'm sure they'll put Thielen opposite Uncle Sherm. Tart needs to ensure not to give up the big play over the top, and our pass rush should be at full strength with D Ford and Quan back. I hope Mosley starts, man. Oh, and we must shut down Dalvin Cook's bitch ass, because go Gators. All right, the Eagles game started, so I'm out. The Seacocks went 3 and out to start the game because they suck. Y'all boys be easy in gold blood. Peace. C. Jitty.
So his analysis of the Saints defensive line versus the Vikings offensive line is very different from yours, Steve.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. Sounded
Very
a bit
different.
I didn't watch closely enough to have a say in this.
I wouldn't know one way or the
I'm
other.
just trying to make you fight him, that's all.
Fist fight, C. Jitty. All right. Next email is from the Heartblood,
The heart blood.
the Lifeblood,
The heart blood, Steve.
whatever, however you want to say it. He is from whatever that keeps this fucking ship a swimming. Matt motherfucker Matterson. Pre-game thoughts.
So I may be going through allergies or a minor cold right now because my voice is
Oh, God,
doesn't
don't-
sound as
stop it.
normal as
Don't
you.
s-
We don't do sniffles.
Yeah, don't
here.
sniffle.
No!
Don't sniffle or we're in big trouble.
Delete Matterson. We're not listening to Matterson.
Never.
He hasn't-
I'm sorry, everybody.
He hasn't sniffled yet, though. He just sounds like he's a little hoarse.
I'm stopped.
So you want to
Yeah.
give him a chance?
Yeah, if he sniffles, forget it.
If he sniffles, he's out.
No.
Usual. Just be glad you're not getting the germs from me. That said, Niners Vikings in the divisional round. Jimmy Garoppolo and some of the members played against the Vikings. I believe it was the 2018 season, the very first game of that season, where Niners lost to the Vikings. Now, just remember that the Niners did not have Nick Bosa and D Ford at that time. So this is going to be a different game, in my opinion. So I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a close game. So I'm going to say Niners 29, Vikings 24.
Oh, shit.
Pretty close to your
That's
score,
it, just
Rob.
for
Almost exact.
for a laugh or two. I have not found the quote yet, but if I find any quote that says that Joey I said that bad things about Shanahan and Lynch job as as managing the teams. If I find it, I think I need to get something out of this too. I mean, if I find it, I like to say maybe make an appearance when you guys record. You guys can call me if you wanted to, or if I don't find it, it won't happen. Just an offer. Just saying. Just for a laugh or two. But anyway, that said, Niners Vikings divisional game. Guys, say one more thing.
What did he want?
Matterson ain't working for free no more.
He wants to make an appearance on the show if he finds the quote.
He can make an appearance without the quote, quite frankly.
Matterson makes an appearance every week.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you want.
He wants to make like a lot, like he wants to be on the phone.
Fine! He can call
wants to
me.
interact.
Come sit in the basement.
I think I've spoken to him on the phone. He can call. That's fine. We'll put him on the air.
To be clear, while I did not find a quote of Joe saying they're not the right people for the job, he was very, very mean and saying very negative things about them. I could have found that very easily.
Yeah, no.
And he was also mocking Steve for being positive. He would say, "Oh, I know. Oh, the losses are gonna come. Oh, we gotta weather the storm. Oh, fuck that." Like there was a lot of those.
I know there was. I know exactly.
So if
what
you're
there
looking
was.
for that, Matterson, there's plenty of that. We're looking for definitively when he said, if he said, which I don't think he did because I looked a little bit, that they're not the right people.
That's all. Okay, finish this.
Because for me, I kind of wish that they were playing Saturday night at 5 West Coast time instead of 1:30, but that's just me. You guys in the East Coast might view that differently. That said, I am out. Really.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Matt. The next email is from another regular, Barrett Mueller. The title, These Nuts. Only 3 things are guaranteed in this life. Death, taxes, and the Vikings being a disappointment in the playoffs. Go Niners, hashtag scold these nuts. All righty.
I remember the first time I was ever severely disappointed by the 49ers, and it was when they lost in 98 to the Vikings, and I didn't even watch the game. I remember I'd
NFC
gone...
Championship?
Was it the NFC Championship? No, I think it was
No.
divisional round.
Yeah, divisional.
Niners
They beat
were...
the Packers in the wild card.
I think it was Randy Moss's rookie year.
Yeah.
Where the Vikings, they got so close to the Super Bowl, didn't get there. But, yeah, that was the first time I came home and I asked my mom who had won the game. And she said the Niners lost. And even though I didn't watch the game, it really hit me, like, in the chest, like, they lost?
Really burned you, huh?
Yeah.
So both the Anthony
I was
Scott
8.
emails are the same, so I'm just going to read
Really?
it. Yeah, it's... one of them just has different font.
Oh.
So, I believe so. Right? Am I right about that?
I don't know. I didn't even look into these two duplicates here.
Yeah, it more or less is. There's one part that's slightly different, but no.
he made it bigger because of my appreciation
Right.
for it.
So, okay. Anthony Scott
likes them bigger.
says, peace and serenity. I meant to send this email. It felt nice to relax this week. I got to witness the sorrow of other teams instead of being stressed myself. I can't talk too much crap about the Vikings since one of my best is a fan of theirs. I firmly believe that would be trash talking, which could potentially jinx us. He's talking trash just like he does during baseball season about the shitty Mets. But anyway, I think we'll be fine. Minnesota's D-line and wide receivers worry me, but nothing else is that concerning. Whatever happens, I haven't forgotten how bad we were over the last few years. Even if we somehow lose, it won't diminish how impressive this season was. But that's not happening. Quest for 6. P.S. I send these emails from my phone and the text gets super big. I don't know how to fix it.
You don't need to fix it. It's good for us. And I also think that he hit on a point that I think is important to also hit on is the fact that regardless of what happens this weekend, even if they lose, which they won't, they're not going to, but regardless of what happens, I watched two fans, a Cowboys fan and a Jets fan, argue over whose coach was better between Mike McCarthy and Adam Gase. And in that moment, I'm so grateful that we have Kyle Shanahan leading this charge.
I have a question about Mike McCarthy.
Yep.
What has he done without Aaron Rodgers?
Nada.
Nothing.
Like, how is that not a thing?
I don't know.
Like, Bill Belichick, right?
He had
Like
he did have Brett Favre for 2 years,
Exactly.
and then Aaron Rodgers, right into Aaron Rodgers.
So, like, Bill Belichick,
Mhm.
widely viewed as one of the best coaches of all time, has had Tom Brady pretty much that whole time.
Mhm.
But when Brady wasn't there and Garoppolo had to fill in, they still won games.
Even
And
Brady,
then Brisket did, too.
Brady won three.
Like-
Super, Brady won 3 Super Bowls before he was
Like
the
I
GOAT.
I just don't understand. I feel like it's more of a damnation on Matt LaFleur if the Packers aren't good.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't not win with that guy.
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy to me that McCarthy's even a thing.
Yep.
Like when I see that guy, I'm like, this guy fell into this somehow.
All right, so
maybe it's just me.
we have one more email here. It's from Matt Matterson, and then we're just going to let him take you out. So what we want to say is, get your emails in. Before the game, after the game, during the game. We don't give a fuck. I'm going to try to do some live stuff on the Instagram before the game. Maybe during the game. We'll see. I'm going to talk to Kern about that. Get your emails in, goldbloodedpodcast@gmail.com. Check us out on Instagram, Goldblooded Podcast, Twitter, Goldblooded Pod, Patreon, www.patreon.com/Goldblooded Podcast. Send us your motherfucking ducats. Send us a review. iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher. How the fuck you listen to us? Get us a review. And with that said,
I had to find those old episodes. They're not on iTunes. I use Spotify. They go all the way back to episode 1.
oh, very nice. Or Spotify, leave us a review there. Fuck it. With that said, this is playoff time now, bitches. It's fucking on. Let's go, Niners. Fuck the Vikings. Let's let Matty Matterson lead us out. Hit it, Chris.
Okay, I still have some things
Voice
to
cracked
say.
like fucking
More
Kirk
pregame
Cousins.
thoughts, and I will get to that. You guys were talking about predictions you guys made before the 2019 started. I'd like to bring back a couple of predictions I made. First off, with the league prediction, I predicted that the Seattle Seahawks would not make it to the playoffs. I was clearly wrong a few weeks ago. But then I also made a prediction for the Niners that they would beat the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. Well, thanks to the Titans Saturday night, that's not going to happen. Anyway, so, I mean, it could be it's either most likely Ravens Niners in the Super Bowl, but there's been me wanting to see Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs be the AFC contenders in the Super Bowl. That said, into talking about more thoughts on the Vikings game, Quan Alexander, D Ford are getting limited practice because from coming back from the injuries. I got my fingers crossed that they play a few snaps against the Vikings. Really hope it's happening. And looking back, you guys, what you guys had to say about the 2018 game, the first game of the 2018 season against the Vikings. A lot of players, receivers, Kendrick Bourne, and Kittle at the time made some drops. He was slowly getting back into the groove of things, and he became more of a beast later on in that season, and he's still being the beast he is. So, and Deebo Samuel, Kendrick Bourne, make sure Emmanuel Sanders makes catches. Receivers got to make catches in this game. That said, defensively, I like to see defense get to Kirk Cousins, pressure him, sack him, make turnovers. Yeah, we have threats on this team now that we didn't have last year defensively. I think this is gonna be a great game. Go San Francisco. I am out, really.